What up, though?
Create dazzling crystal creations with Ooze Labs, colorful crystal labs. Set up and decorate your
advice, go and do so. They're doing wonderful, wonderful work. And hey, it looks like Paul's acknowledging that I'm saying words. That's exciting. Can you hear me?
Do you hear me saying words?
I can hear you saying words. Hi, Paul.
Hello.
Welcome to the Atheist Experience again. This is your second time, I think, yeah?
It is my second time, yeah. But I'm very excited to be kicking off 2021 in such a great way.
I know. We completely invaded. The Canadians have taken over. Sorry, guys. We have to start by apologizing. It wouldn't be a Canadian invasion if we didn't apologize for it.
Sorry.
That's what it's all about. So we do have some calls that are already in the queue. Just to let everybody know, we are going to prioritize the theist callers. But before we get into it, Paul, just in case anybody is foolish enough not to know, why don't you tell everybody what you're all about, who you are, and where they can find you?
Sure. Well, my name is Paul, although I sometimes go by Paula G Online, which is the name of my YouTube channel, which is the primary place to find me. I'm a former Christian. About 5 years ago, I left Christianity and found my way to being an atheist. And so I do a lot of counter-apologetics on my channel. And if you are interested in that, check it out. For theists, give us a call today and we can finally chat.
Yes, I know this is the opportunity for all those people who have been challenging you on social media and in your comments section. Today's the day, guys. Today's the day. Give us a call. Challenge them in person so you can go one-on-one. Are you ready to take some calls, Paul?
I am ready.
Are you strapped in? We're going to start with Tim.
All right.
We're going to get right into it. I'm so psyched. Let's go. Hi, Tim. Welcome to the Atheist Experience. What would you like to talk about today?
So, we were part of that Infinity War stream over on Non-Sec almost 3 years ago. And we got on a reformulation of a question a couple of different times about whether Christianity matches up to the world as it is better than any other worldview. And then you recently did a response to Braxton Hunter's 10 question for atheists. And I think he was trying to get the same question with question one. Is, hey, how does your atheism better account for the world as we find it than my Christianity does? That was the first time I brought into Braxton's channel, which has been kind of a trip for me the last 48 hours. I've been getting some of the stuff of his that I hate and some that I love. So I kind of wanted to dig into that question a little bit about whether that's even, because it's been almost 3 years, and my views have shifted a teensy bit about whether that's even a great way to approach, the question for evidence, whether there's a God or not, and if so, which God. And if it were, I'm not certain how we would formulate and generalize a question in a way where we can all get buy-in to the same formulation of what.
Ruby, what up, bro?
What's up, man? What's going on, man? I phoned earlier. You still in New York City or you left already?
No, I went and turned right around.
On fine NYC black women.
You see it? You see it?
Huh?
That was a good ass painting too, man. But then I figured like Chris said he was off and he said we could have met up today, but it was raining. It was kind of a nasty day, and then COVID. There's not like anywhere you can really sit down and eat lunch and shit. So
Yeah, you're gonna be sitting outside, bro.
yeah, so that I ain't even holler at him. I just figured we'll wait till another time where it's the weather's better and we got more time to chill and you can come and everything too. So I was like, fuck
Coming
it.
to New York, colonizing on women with dreads.
What? You home already?
Yeah.
No, what video?
The one I texted you.
Let me look at it. I'm gonna see real quick.
I think I should be sketches, bro. On my spare time. Yeah, man. So that's what's up, man. It looks nice, man.
Yeah, that was a good ass painting. The thing is, bro, I had that shit done in April, and just because of COVID, I couldn't get it to her, and it was too much to ship it to her, and so we finally just decided to go ahead and bring it out there today. But that shit has been done for a long time, yeah.
Yo, man, I'm telling you, either you or Chris gonna make it, man. Alright? I can make it, man. If I make it, I'll be in the news, nigga.
Nah, you could be a model, man. I gotta get some pictures of you and paint you. Then you'll be a world class model.
You know what I'm saying? And like, well, that's my man and all, even though he works for the government.
It's all
But
good.
yo, how much you get for your stimulus check, bro? Did you get it?
You got your stimulus check?
Nigga, I got $120.
You lying. You lying.
Swear to God, bro.
I gotta check my account, man. I ain't checked my bank account in a couple days, man. I don't even know if mine came through or not.
Yeah.
But if
whatever account you what do? You file your tax. Do you get checks when you get income tax or no?
Yeah.
You get checks?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, when I get
so you're gonna get it by check, my G.
Oh yeah. That's how they gave it to me last time. It came like a paper check in the mail.
Nah, bro. I deposit to my account, man. I don't want to waste no time trying to find a bank and shit.
No, that ain't enough to buy a PlayStation.
Dude, you know what I use that for? My Easy Pass.
Good damn.
That was my Easy Pass bill right there, bro.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
That Easy Pass come in handy.
People are so dumb, yo. People are so dumb. They're like, okay, we're giving $2,000. They're like, nah, I want that money now. Now everybody's like, oh, $2,000, we need it. You know what's funny? I thought about that. If the government was giving $2,000 a month during the whole COVID shit, yo, the economy would have boomed because people would spend money out of stock and get it right back. Huh?
Exactly. That's what Andrew Yang was saying, is giving up universal basic income, and people will spend money, and that'll keep the market going.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers don't realize that shit.
But now freaking Pakistani got more money than us. What the fuck is that?
I don't know, man. The Israeli army got more money than that. I mean, the Egyptian army got more money than we did.
Yeah, but you think you like the country last, bro? Come on, bro. That's bullshit. Oh, you heard a new thing now?
What's that?
What's her name? Nancy Pelosi. She would have passed a law like you can't use the word gender term like father, mother, nothing like that.
What?
You know, we just call them human beings.
Well, what do you call your parental units then?
Exactly. What you gonna call them? Hey, you, human. She wanna remove that. She wanna remove the word she wanna remove any gender chairman. Should be called a chair.
This is my female parent, and this is my male parent.
This is my non-binary parent.
My non-binary parents, they're both non-gender, non-binary, non-conforming.
Bro,
They go by Z, Zer, and Zit.
Bro, this out of pocket, bro.
Hey man, this is the world. This is the world they've been trying to make, man. This is the world they wanted to make, man. You know what I'm saying? It's asexual, non-binary aliens, man. You know what I'm saying? Aliens.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I was like, what the fuck? When I heard that shit, I was like, bro. You know?
This is the
They
world.
want to change manhole covers
To just what? Street hole covers.
They're supposed to be maintenance covers.
Maintenance covers. It shouldn't be a manhole cover. It's just a maintenance cover, right?
So, because everything, you can't generate anything now. Just trying to do it.
Well, Spanish people gonna have a hard time doing that shit because just by saying el or la, you already making words feminine and masculine.
My favorite part's gonna be my job. Oh, who robbed you? A human being?
A human? Damn.
How can you describe that human being? Oh, black? Whoa. You can't use that word. Use the word mocha.
Yo. Your job is gonna be so hard, bro. It's ridiculous. You can't even fucking be a cop no more.
It's already hard as it is, bro. To me, how times people crime is going through the roof, and dude, people shooting and come right back out the next day. It's crazy, man. Yeah? Bro, it's crazy. I was watching the news, and then you see people like, oh, the crime rate is high. What are we going to do about it? And they ask somebody, and the guy's like, well, let's see, you got the deadline reform, criminals are getting in and out of jail like it's nothing, and they just cut them off, and then he was Yeah, so I was quiet, man. 2020 ended bad for me, bro.
You alive, nigga. You made it to the next day.
No, I know, but dude, man, my last job at 2020, man, a 7-month-old baby died in my hand.
Oh, damn.
Bro, that shit is fucking tragic, bro.
7 months?
Bro. 7 months, bro.
Died in your arms?
Bro.
See, I can't. That's why I can't do your job, bro. That's why I can't do your job. Shit like that. I wouldn't be able to recover from nothing like that, bro.
But later on, they're like, "Oh, they're like, I'm okay." I'm like, "Yeah." I check it back to my brain, but you know, people are like, you know, you could have. Today, after my 2 days off, they're like, you know, you could take like a couple of days off.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Why nobody told me that?
Yeah, you should have took some extra time off, man, to recoup from that shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Basically, the lady put the baby on his side, and he fell face down and suffocated. Bro, when we got there, we already, like, honestly, we got there, we like, bro, we already know the baby's dead, but we like, you know what, we like, no, we're not gonna let this happen. Like, we like, no, we was in denial, so we just
still try to do some CPR and stuff, yeah.
Bro, the baby was sick, bro.
Damn.
So we just pumping his chest. We taking turns, like, dude, it was crazy. We taking turns. EMT came. They did everything they can. Took him to the hospital, bro. Shut down the whole road going to the hospital, bro. Dude, the doctors like, yo, they try. The doctors are trying. They're like, yo, like they ran before they call it. They use some sort of machine. Hopefully they get a heartbeat, a blood flow. They're like, yo, we have nothing. See, they can get checked over and over and over and over, and then they call it. Damn. Never gonna forget that kid's name, man. Lexington Falcons.
Yo, you gonna be home for the rest of the night, bro?
Huh?
You gonna be home for the rest of the night?
Yeah. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
Right. Yo, I'm in the studio doing the live stream right now on YouTube. Let me hit you up after I finish this.
Like that, bro?
Huh? Because man, your stories be interesting. I be having to share this shit with my viewers, man. I'm gonna write your memoirs for you, my nigga. What? Memoirs of a Haitian police officer.
Yeah, man. Crazy, bro. Crazy, man. Crazy. Anyway, man. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, peace be on me. Yeah, my man Ruby said yo, Tib Rev. My man said the little baby was dead in his arms, yo, 7 months, yo. This thing right here.
That face that he made.
He's fucking silly as shit, yo.
Hey,
What if this cop pulled you over?
I'm be like, I'm black too. The fuck?
What the fuck is you doing, Ruben? This nigga is stupid.
And he's where in New York?
Yeah.
See, I was gonna say the cops in New York, the same thing as Baltimore. They not gonna fuck with you for no dumb shit.
Yeah,
they
he
only
said,
fucking
hey,
with
Ruben said, when I'm off work,
criminals.
I ain't no cop. I don't give
That's
a
what
fuck
I'm
what
saying.
happened. I drive right by a damn wreck and just keep going on my way home, yo. Yo, that fucking don't give a fuck, yo. I smoked weed in front of him one time. We was hanging out at the art gallery in New York, and I was like, and I was with this other famous artist, yo. I was actually with Tim Akamura. If y'all know who Tim Akamura is, yo, it was like the second time I hung out with him, and we were at his studio, and I was like, yo, you want to smoke a doobie? He was like, sure. And I had my two others homies with me, my homie Ruby and Chris, and Ruby a cop. And so I look at Ruby, I look at Tim, I spark the doobie, I look at both of them, I say, man, I always wanted to smoke weed in front of a cop. And Tim looked at me, I was like, yeah, he's an officer. And he looked, and Ruby was like, nah, I'm off work, nigga. I'm off the clock right now. I don't give a fuck what y'all do. Yeah, bro, everything is good, man. Hey, everything is good, bro. I'm in the studio, about to spark up, about to work on some art. You know what I'm saying? I can't complain. Everything good right now. Wait, what's good with you? All right. Ooh wee. I'm gonna act good in the backwoods with a backwood. It was a fucking snow day. Slid 3 times.
Yeah, I almost killed this.
Yeah, I almost killed this.
Yeah, you also saved this.
Slid 3 times, and then slid so much the last time, had to park the car and fucking walk. That shit was crazy, yo. It's a mess outside right now, I ain't gonna lie.
There's not even that much snow. That's the crazy
It's just, because it wasn't snowing to start. That shit came down like sleet. It was sleet for like an hour, and you got a layer of sleet, and then the snow came down on top of that. Man, that shit like an ice skate. The sidewalk, the street, the grass, everything slick and slippery, yo. I don't give a damn. Everything out that bitch like a skating rink. But we still made it to our destination and back safely.
My best friend said it's breathtaking, beautiful,
Oh shit.
and that you're effing talented. Everybody liked that painting, man. My mom loved it too.
The Spanish guy we seen at the restaurant that one day, we was waiting on tomorrow, and it's him, William. Got his little grandson out there.
Grandson.
Yeah, well, he's a little bit older than me into him. I think he's like 45. He look young though, but he got like he got like 8 kids and
Damn.
3, 4 grand. He a granddad like 3, 4 times old. One of his daughters died though. Got murdered like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
No.
Got in a fight with somebody, and the other girl stabbed her up. Yeah.
What?
Stabbed her to death. Just stabbed her 16 times.
What?
Right in her strength.
That was personal.
Shit crazy.
That was real personal. Because even if I fight a random female, after I stab her once or twice, I'm out. I'm going to stab you 16 times. Damn. That's terrible.
That's what it is. Motherfuckers just.
So, when people are doing cartoon, like more cartoony stuff, like say I was just drawing like basic, I'm not talking about like detail you do, like a basic beginner painter like me, say I was doing like a cartoon or something, like I just wanted to draw, not a stick figure, but the next thing up from a stick figure type of elephant. What type of like products would you use? Would you still use your acrylic paint and stuff, or would you use something else?
Acrylic paints are cheap. You talking about trying to make random comedy sketches. Nigga, you just look funny. Motherfucker look like a damn... Yeah, he look like a character. He had tripped though at first,
On The Incredibles, you see in The Incredibles, is the mom is like Elastigirl or some shit, and his best friend is the black guy, but he's like, he do something with ice. Yeah, I can see him like having like an animated character like that, because he's like super cool, down to earth dude, but he's like hype as shit, and like,
I thought they made a spinoff about the black.
I think they did, because honestly the black guy saved them, and he saved a lot of people. Like,
he has a family. They should just do a story
and his wife, I think, got powers too. That's why I said, like, I could just see that. Not even just because he's black, just the personality and the animation and all of that. Do you want in? Then go lay down. Go on. Go lay down.
That's what she smelled.
Remember?
What time is it? Oh, it's 6 o'clock. It's still kind of early. So, how was you guys' day? You guys do anything fun today? On this big Sunday? No? You didn't? Shit, we just got home. We've been out the house since about 9 o'clock this morning.
I've been up since, what, 3?
2? About 2, 3 o'clock. Got up like 2:30, came to the studio for a little while, laid back down, took a little nap, and got back up, hit the fucking road.
And it's crazy, New York should have been worse.
Yeah,
PA
really.
was worse.
Angry man. Alright, just talking about my day, you know. Took a little road trip to New York today to drop off a painting to a client. I've had the painting here for months, and we finally arranged a little schedule so I can get the painting to him. And so we did that today and went out and had some lunch on the way back from New York, and got home and ran an errand or two, and now we're finally back in the house. So, feel like I've been on the move all damn day. And the weather's bad, yo. It's like, it's so nasty out. I got some videos for you guys.
What's that? That little star thing they just gave me.
When he does that, you can send like shit cool. Like that. Yeah, so this was my backyard earlier today, right when it started snowing. There's the front yard, yo. And like I said, it didn't come down as snow. That shit is sleet. All that shit is ice, little ice pellets, yo. That shit is so fucking slick and slippery, yo. It's just fucking ice. Driving into New York, going down by the Holland Tunnel. Y'all go to New York often? Anybody take trips to New York? Where are the pictures? Oh, the fucking snow, though. We got some pictures of the snow coming back. Bruh. Like, big ass snowflakes. That shit was crazy. Cars pulling off the road, motherfuckers sliding and shit. This is what I went to drop off, yo. I had to go drop this painting off. But yeah, that was our day. I should put some music to that snow clip and throw that on Facebook. I'm dreaming.
Of a white Christmas.
Yeah, that was a good painting, bro. And I've had it here the whole time. Ever since it's been done, I've had it here because it cost too much to ship. So she said she would come get it, and she never had the time to come get it. And then like months and months and months have gone by. So I was like, yo, if you pay me for gas and my tolls and stuff, and I'll just bring it to you because you're just a couple hours. I mean, it's New York, but it's just a couple hours away. It would have been a way easier trip if it wasn't snowing. Like, it just so happened like it fucking snowed this morning. Added like an extra hour onto the trip, yo. The drive rather, because a lot of the roads were so bad, like the snow just cut 3-lane highway down to a lane and a half, and 2-lane roads are down to 1 lane, and shit was crazy. But as soon as we got out of PA and got a little bit further south, like an hour south, we were out of that shit, yo. And it was just mostly like nasty ass rain. You guys do anything today? Anything worth mentioning? They just just chill at home. It's a Sunday, nigga. I don't do nothing on Sunday. Probably work on this underpainting for about an hour or so. I mean, it's still early. Probably won't go to bed. I don't know, play some video games or watch a movie. I had rented Greenland. I think.
You gotta watch that again.
Yeah, you gotta watch it again tonight. 'Cause I think today is our last day to have it. But the movie Greenland, starring Gerard Butler, yo, about extinction level event, comet impact. Yo, that shit crazy, yo. Crazy ass fucking movie. The suspense in that shit is like, you know what's gonna happen. You know, you kind of feel like who is gonna live and make it through it, but getting to that point, it's just like, the whole time it's just like, so stressful. Take my daughter. What if it was your son? They don't have a fucking past. They're not gonna, what are you gonna do? Turn them around. Please take my daughter. I was like, yo, that shit was just, I mean, what would you do in that situation? And then Art in the Dark said he saw the movie. He was like, don't worry, I'll hit you up when I get my message. When I get my government alert, I'll let you know.
Hey, yo. Yeah, tell them let us know where the rest of the people at so we can take their bracelets.
Damn right. Motherfucker talking about The black dude said, "Oh, my mom a doctor. That's how she got on that shit, yo." Neurosurgeons, brain surgeons, high-level engineers and shit like that. Them the kind of people they gonna save, yo. They need you to help rebuild. I say, man, math, science, technology, you gotta get in that shit, yo.
Discovered it, so I kind of wanted to go into that a little bit.
Okay, can I reiterate your question just to make sure that I'm understanding it correctly?
Sure.
You're asking, so the question as I understood it from Braxton was, how does atheism account for things that we can see in the world in a way that Christianity doesn't account for? And the point I made, I'll do it a little more succinctly here, was that atheism isn't a worldview. And Braxton, if you're watching this, I know you didn't say that. So atheism doesn't account for anything necessarily just by virtue of being an atheist. That doesn't, you don't formulate a structure, like a philosophy on viewing the world based on atheism. But he asserted, and what I was countering was that Christianity does account for things that we see in the world. But my counter was that you can't make predictive models based around Christianity that give you information about the world. What you can really do...
I'm gonna just go ahead and hop right into this painting. This is a commission piece, so I do want to try to work on this as much as I can. I'll probably put the brush to the canvas for about 30-40 minutes, then pull back. But my girl here, so still can read the comments and all that shit. If you guys stick around, we're gonna paint for a minute here and get this shit ready. Listen to the, this is today's episode of the Atheist Experience.
Trying hard enough is kind of retrofit things that we already understand into the text via interpretation, and even that's tenuous at best. Is that the question that you were asking?
And so like we danced around this a few years ago a bit too about just the trying to pin down whether you don't think there's a God, because each religion has a different way of accounting for these facts as well, and they're all inconsistent. And trying to get us to kind of offer why we think the Christian God can be proven as the one and only.
Right. And, or that there would be any, because I don't think that you can make any predictive models based on religion, at least not reliable predictive models.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why I'm even wondering if the question is a good one, and that's why I wanted to kind of dig back into that, because I think 3 years ago I would have said that's a very good formulation of the question. Mm-hmm. I'm not certain if I think that coming up with, I don't think I can come up with anything about the natural world as such that Christianity can predict better than a full kind of methodological naturalist worldview of some sort.
Right, and one step further than that is that, of course, there's Occam's razor, and Occam's razor doesn't necessarily say that it's, the simplest answer is the easiest and therefore God. That's not what Occam's razor says. Occam's razor is about multiplying assumptions. And so what Occam's razor wants is that if all things being equal, which answer do you look at that has the fewest assumptions built on top of it? And so if it is a tie to say, oh, materialism explains everything and Christianity explains everything and it's equally well Christianity assumes a whole lot of things that materialism doesn't assume. Because of course under Christianity, materialism is a subset of the supernatural, right? So, in my view, if those things come up a tie, then naturalism has to win. Make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I have a BA in philosophy.
So you could school me, absolutely.
Basically, yeah. So basic logic. I think I brought Occam's razor up a couple of times in that stream we had together. Just wanted to dig with you because I'm bounced this idea off of you guys.
Sure.
I think my response to Brankston and my response to looking back 3 years ago to the me and to the you guys of that previous stream is to say, okay, if we're just looking at trying to predict the world as it is, the physical world, the natural world, the historical facts, all of this, you know, if that's what we're limiting our scope of inquiry to, the who, what, when, where, why, and how, there's a very hard time for me on the who, the what, on the where, the how, you know, which are kind of the things that history and science. And
I'm trying to interrupt you, Tim. I want to make sure I'm following along with you because I think we're repeating things right now. So it seems as though you're agreeing with us that Christianity doesn't really make predictive models and isn't the best way of explaining what we perceive as true in the natural world. But you have an issue with the question. So that's what's interesting to me is you seem to think that that's a bad question. Do you think it's a bad question because there are things that are truths that aren't accounted for by methodological naturalism that you believe accounted for by theology somehow?
I think it comes down to what I was trying to conclude that with. There's a whole bunch of why of the moral impetus why questions that a theistic approach to the world at least attempts to answer, whereas I've never seen an atheist,
You've never seen an atheist attempt to understand morality?
Try to attempt to get to the deeper kind of.
What do you mean by deeper, though? I think this is where we're getting lost in the weeds a little bit, because it seems to me that you're saying to me,
I'm trying not to.
like I'm hearing correct. Yeah, it's hard. Like these are difficult questions to talk about. So it seems to me that you're saying to me that you're acknowledging that saying religion doesn't account for, like religious texts and theology don't account for things that we perceive in the natural world, but maybe there are things that we don't currently have explanations for in the way of how we engage with each other, like because that's what morality would be, right? It would be how we best interact with each other, that you don't think an atheist could speak to without involving God in the answer. Why does God need to be involved in that answer?
Morality, purpose. There's a lot of Christians that are going to get hung up on those why questions. Why am I here? The kind of existential moral and existential personal angst questions.
Right.
I don't know if a naturalistic.
You don't think psychology could potentially explain some of those things? Like how to cope with existential angst, or maybe why we have existential angst, and why that's something that we as humans feel as though we need to deal with and look to create models, whether they be true or otherwise, in order to account for, so that we can be more comfortable. I think something like that could at least, because if you're going to the why, there's two questions there. There's one, why do we feel this way? And then two, after you which I think is the first one you need to address, and then after we address why do we feel this way, we have to address the cause of what's to feel this way, right? Because you can't identify the cause of what's getting you to feel this way until you identify like that you have some sort of feeling, or I could have been doing that backwards, but either way, there's two components there. And I feel as though from a naturalistic perspective, maybe you could explain it by looking at, our neuroanatomy. I like neuroanatomy in psychology. So we could explain why some people feel as though they have these types of anxieties that they need reconciliation for. And that in itself would explain religion to a certain degree to me, because creating models that alleviate that angst would be something that we would be driven to do. So that makes sense to me, as opposed to trying to do it backwards and saying we have existential angst because there is a God. We feel existential angst and maybe therefore constructed one in order to alleviate it. I don't know. What do you think, Paul?
Well, I mean, I would ask you, I guess, do you think that there is such a thing as objective morality or objective, and when I say objective, I mean
agree.
that is absent of mind. So, like, if we take all the minds out of the universe, is there such a thing?
I mean,
I look at it like this, like, yeah, you get to watch it at home, so in the comfort of your own home, and whatever you want to eat, whatever you want to snack, if you want to drink alcohol, if you want to smoke, you can do that. And the thing is, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. And then when you think about it, like, if you went to the theater to see it, I mean,
been like at least $22.
yeah, how much would you cost to pay to get there? 2 tickets or 3 tickets, depending on how many people are gonna watch the movie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like she said, for $20 for that movie, it was worth it.
Yeah, and it had a lot of suspense. Like, I'm not gonna ruin it, but the lead up of it was really good.
If you
a
like,
lot of movies just kind of like do this whole lead up and then like they leave you hanging, or they just have like they just show you everything in the commercials. This was not one of those type of movies. There was a bunch of suspense that like the whole time just kept you on the edge of your seat.
but that's only once if you like shit like that, yo. So if you like, I love apocalyptic. Yeah, I love apocalyptic end of the world movies, or like after the end of the world, like Mad Max and shit like that. So if you seen the movie 2012, that was a good one, yo. If you ever seen that one, it's very similar to 2012, and 2012 was a good movie. I watched that shit more than once. Yeah, but it's like a destruction end of the world. Yeah, easy. Like you say, you got kids and all that shit too.
I was gonna say you do gotta hit up, the grocery store or the Dollar Tree or the Dollar General before you go to the movies and put the snacks in your lady's purse. They're not gonna check her first, that's for sure. That's another thing. Why don't they check bags after that movie theater shooting?
I don't know.
The last time we went to the movies, they didn't check our bags.
Yeah, this is true. I don't know.
Same.
But I like the movie, and like I said,
wish we had it in like a hard copy.
Yeah, and just because we only rented it for a limited time, that's not the reason I'm gonna watch it twice. It's like I want to see it again, yo. It was so good. I don't mind watching that shit again. We watched what movie twice back to back?
Dr. Sleep.
That's another good one, yo. That shit was so good. We watched it like 2 days in a row, yo. 2 days in a row we watched Dr. Sleep. That was a good film. And that was another one where you know what's going to happen. You kind of can tell who's going to make it all the way to the end. It's a good guy, bad guy thing. You want the good guys to win. But that's how it's just but the story and how, just the characters are really good. Really good characters in Dr. Sleep, yo.
Yeah, just that one scene with the
yeah, I swear it's so funny, yo. Like there's this one hilarious scene, yo, and it's intense and it's like really dramatic. But then when it happens, you just like, oh shit, and you think about it because it's a hypothetical situation. But like if this could happen, and imagine if this would happen, like what would it be like? And it was like, oh shit, yo. The fucking best scene in the movie. Yeah, we had to like rewind it a couple of times and just watch this one scene over and over. Yeah, Doctor Sleep was a good movie. We watched 2 good movies back to back so far. Doctor Sleep and then Greenland. Now we gotta hopefully the next movie we sit down and try to watch is good. We keep trying to start some TV shows, and I don't know. I need to like finish some shit.
Yeah, we definitely need some stuff.
Yeah, the last Mad Max was pretty garbage. That's my whole jam too, man. Sci-fi movies, yo. Sci-fi and anime. Like I'm still an anime. Like I don't know, man. That's my childhood. Anime and video games, and I still love that shit, yo. Still love watching anime. Still love playing video games, yo. Like sci-fi, man. When I literally remember when the Sci-Fi Channel first launched, yo. I'm so old, yo. I remember when Nickelodeon launched. There's a new station coming out just for kids. Nickelodeon. Tune in. And it's like, oh shit. And then Sci-Fi Channel came out in 90.
It's her table.
Oh.
It's her stomach. It's her table.
Oh yeah, I agree. Say that's not a table. Not with no dimple right there.
Yeah, she's eating carrot cake off her stomach.
That's crazy.
A whole carrot cake. With an orange shirt and orange makeup. Looking like a big little
Oh man. But when the Sci-Fi Channel launched, they had this one show called Farscape. Damn, that was my shit, yo, for a long time, yo. And that's the first Sci-Fi Channel is the first place I saw anime, yo. The first thing I saw, the first anime I ever seen was Akira. And I remember exactly, it was a fucking... They used to play that shit in the evenings, yo. It was a Saturday evening, like 6 o'clock or some shit, yo. And I watched Akira. Man, that shit changed my goddamn life. I was like, yo, what the fuck kind of cartoon is this?
And what shampoo is that that's under the sink, that black shampoo? Is that Tresemme?
Yeah, all that's Tresemme in those black bottles.
They're in a class action lawsuit.
Who, Tresemme?
Product was making consumers' hair fall out on top of other health issues.
Yo, I think
DM Hydantoin, which is a formaldehyde donor known to slowly leach formaldehyde when coming into contact with water. Yeah, so, yeah. You might be able to do shit on it.
Yeah, cause I ain't gonna lie, yo, my hair. I say I've been using Tresemme for a couple years, but
babe, oh my god,
that too.
That's what I use.
Yeah.
Yo, get out. Yes, Tresemme. I know Suave. I don't use Suave. Dove for men. All the Dove products. Yeah, I can't use that shit for
even the Dove body wash. Because that's what I use.
All the hair products. Any OGI or OGX, that's the brand I use. Any X, Dove, Suave, Tresemme, any of the hair products.
We started watching Lovecraft County. We watched the first 2 episodes, I think.
I really liked it.
Yeah, we'll watch some more of it. We watched the first season of this one show called Woke. That was pretty good. About a cartoonist. He has a breakdown, like I don't know. But I don't know, it's weird. It's hard to explain. He has like this psychological break after having his first encounter with the police, yo. And things start talking to him. And like I say, he's a cartoonist, and his markers start talking to him, and 40-ounce bottles start talking to him. It's some weird shit, but it was a pretty good show. But yeah, we started Lovecraft. Like I say, I'm into the sci-fi shit too now. We was watching The Expanse, shit like The 100, 3%. What's another good sci-fi show that I've been watching?
The Voices doing virtual open calls. If y'all know anybody who can sing, The Voice is looking for people January 14th and 15th.
Y'all gonna rent that Coming to America when it come out? I definitely gotta stream that shit, yo. And watch now, this gonna be the new wave. Like, I really didn't think about it, but we might lose movie theaters after this shit, yo.
And there's gonna be bootleg movies again.
No, would it have to be bootleg streaming services? Because we're gonna lose. Like you said, what's the difference in that PlayStation? It doesn't have. There's nowhere to put a disc on it. It's all digital.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be something like the Fire Stick.
Yep. So yeah, you have to.
The Fire Stick.
Yep.
Because see, with the Fire Stick, it's its own thing. So you have to jailbreak it, and if you don't, and then you have to constantly get the updates and all of that. But they're gonna come out with something that you just constantly update.
Mhm.
100 didn't like the ending, but it made sense.
I don't think I made it all the way to the end. I got all the way to the part where the radiation was coming, and they were trying to patch up the ship, and they was like, well, there's no matter what we do, there's not enough room for everybody in here. And then I started watching something else after that.
Your theaters are only open twice a week. Yeah, the closest theater to us that's open is like 35 or 38 miles away. It was something crazy. I was like, oh nah, forget that. Because I don't know, the local ones, they're not open.
Yeah, they say we're gonna lose movie theaters, yo. That may be something else that goes out.
Shit, I miss Blockbuster. Like, Blockbuster and, like, Redbox when it first came out. But it's like, you gotta be able to get newer movies. And that was the one thing with the Redbox and stuff like that. But, yeah, they're gonna come out with something new for sure. Or, like, let's make drive-in movies a thing again. Because you can just stay in your car. You just gotta bring your own snacks. Can't get, can't really get out. No bathrooms, no this, no that. That way there's no whatever, because it's so confusing. Just like when we went to eat earlier, it's like you walk through the whole place and you have to wear a mask, but you can go sit at a table in the middle of the restaurant without your mask. That's true. When I go to the theater, 2 months later the movie is on Netflix. Well, Netflix has gotten better, but I've had a Netflix subscription for a while, and when Netflix first was popular, it used to be 2 years before something would be on Netflix, and now it might be like 6 months to a year, and then they'll go ahead and upload it, and they have like a bigger selection. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with Netflix right now. But when they first came out, it was kind of sucky.
And see, they started doing that in the theaters to combat pirating and bootlegging. Because when I was a kid, like, movies would stay in the theaters for a month and a half. The same films would be in there, but motherfuckers started bootlegging shit so fast and putting that shit on DVD. Like, they had to hurry up and get the movies out of the theaters and onto DVDs and try to sell it themselves to beat the fucking pirates at that shit. But now it's so hard to do that shit. That's like you say, that shit be in and out the movies before you fucking know it, yo.
I wouldn't even mind, like, if we did bring DVDs and stuff like that back, just because I feel like it's cool to move towards the future, but I'm just one of those nostalgic type of people. Like, I just like to keep some shit alive. So it's like, I really wouldn't mind, but I do enjoy going to the theaters, especially, like, when you live somewhere like PA, and there's not really a lot to do to begin with, especially like in the wintertime, there's not really a lot going on. There's a couple things you can go do, and that's like bowling, go out to eat, go play mini golf, go paintball, go to a shooting range, go to the movies. You can't do any of that right now. And that's not even anything like super special. That's just everyday stuff, Timeless is a good series. Have you seen Timeless, babe?
I haven't.
I haven't seen it either.
Timeless. What's that about? I'll just Google it in a minute.
It's on what? Hulu and YouTube and iTunes? What? Comes on NBC.
Yo, bro, what up?
Giant screen TV, yes. Well, yeah, I mean, it was cool, like I said, to just be here by ourselves. But, like, I know in Maryland, in the cities, like, they have it really set up to where like it's like a Cinebistro. So I mean, you gotta have a little bit of money to go, but you can go catch a movie, get dinner. You got the reclining seats with the low lights, and then because you got the reclining seats, they're bigger, and you just you got more space, so you're not right next to somebody. And like even when we went, they were social distancing, and it was barely anybody in there. Like you had to like basically either pre-buy them online or you had to select your seat before you walk back. So I mean, granted. Would I want to spend the money every time? No, I'd rather just, save the money and do it at home. But just to go out and get out the house, I actually really like this in a bistro. Like, it's highly recommended. Because you can just go do everything. Like, you can, all right, let's go do both, dinner and a movie. And you get the recline.
They got that shit in Scranton. It's called the Iron Horse.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, when we went, didn't we have reclining seats?
Yeah, that's a different one. That was we went to the Cinemax. Cinemark or whatever.
One of the best. I mean, I've been to a couple different ones. There's a nice one in Georgia too, but one of the best ones I've been to still to this day is in Maryland. Timeless is an excellent time travel show. It's on Hulu. Okay, yeah, we got Hulu. We got a really good score too, 91% from Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty damn good.
Hey man, that shit better be good, bro. Cause I used to watch Quantum Leap and Sliders back in the day, so I know a good time travel show when I see one. So it's a good time travel show. Man, you don't know nothing about Ziggy.
This is true, but the only thing about being home and smoking and being in your underwear, it's a possibility you might fall asleep. Well, at least if you're me. Let's just say that. Because put a movie on and I will be asleep within 30 minutes if you turn the lights off. So. But shit, yeah, that shit was nice. It ain't nothing like watching it at home on the big screen.
I can curse and yell and
right.
I can when I go to the bathroom, I can pause that shit without missing a piece of the movie.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. When I go into a movie theater, like once I walk into that theater, I'm not walking out until the movie ends. I'm not going to get a refill. I'm not going to get more popcorn, use the bathroom, nothing. I'm sitting my ass down and I'm watching a movie. I'm just one of those people. Like.
She almost fell asleep the last time.
I sure did.
That's a little bit. But what I keep forgetting. That's the Traffic Jam movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we watched
Unhinged, and it was okay.
I don't think it was worth the money.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if we would have rented that, I wouldn't have watched it a second time. It was like, damn. It was a good one time. Like, okay, I just watched the movie. But that one wasn't like, oh damn. Do you want to watch it again? It wasn't that good.
Yeah, no, that shit. I mean, like, and that was the thing about it. Like, they showed everything in the commercials on that movie.
You know about that Quantum Leap? That shit was a good ass fucking show, bro. Damn, that shit was a good show.
I haven't seen that.
It's an old 90s, early 90s show, Quantum Leap.
That Stargate thing that we were watching, wasn't that the new version?
Yeah, they remade
that. I thought that was pretty decent. The new Stargate. I mean, it's kind of corny, but
yeah, they made a low budget version, but it wasn't terrible. Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Like, I mean, it was low budget, but I mean, I liked it.
You know what I'm waiting on?
The only thing is they were pushing a lot of agendas in that shit.
Yeah.
I was just like, what are y'all doing right
like
now?
Out of nowhere, like,
just people doing shit.
I can't wait till that new Doom movie come out, yo. Swear to God, y'all.
Has anybody seen Tenet?
Yeah, we were debating. It was a toss up between Tenet or Greenland.
Oh my God! So that means Tenet is that good then. So that means we should rent that one too. I really wanted to see that one, but I was like, everybody keeps talking about Greenland, so.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see Tenet next. Yeah, I used to watch fucking Quantum Leap, and then there was this other show called My Secret Identity. And the dude had powers, but he was hiding them shits. But the professor knew he had powers. Damn, I miss those classic shows, man.
Tenet is good. I saw it. Weird take on time travel. I mean, is there anything that you can like compare it to movie wise? Like, what would you? Not even like as far as it being a decent movie, just like what it's about. Like,
Yeah, and it's how I see it. It's kind of like certain things can travel through time while an individual stays in a fixed point in time or something like that. Because he was like, why does it feel so weird? She's like, you're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it. But so the bullet is traveling back in time to the gun, but he's not actually perceiving the same time as the bullet. And then like when they were fighting, but the explosion was happening in reverse. But I don't know. So it's like some things. I don't know. It's weird. That's why I want to see it, because you kind of get the gist of it, but not really.
yeah. And it's like so many things out with like time travel, right? Like the end of the world thing, the zombies, and like time travel right now is like.
You'll never guess my secret identity.
I love Inception. That's in my top 10. That's in my top 10. Okay, now you're talking to me. So that means that I'm going to love Tenet then. Because I always try to explain the movie Inception to people because they don't really get it. And like his little thing.
The spinning top.
Yeah.
That motherfucker got stuck in there, yo.
Don't nobody know about My Secret Identity from the series Inception? Yeah. I like anything that Leonardo's in anyway.
Blood Diamond was my favorite one from him, yo. He had that African accent. That shit was so good. Like, who the fuck was your speech teacher on that shit, yo?
I like the movie where can't remember what the hell it's called, but he played basketball. That was a good movie. The Titanic, of course, even though it's kind of like, screw the Titanic, but he did good acting in that. I liked him in Romeo and Juliet. A lot of people haven't seen that version of it. Have you seen that one?
The new, like when they were young kids driving around the cars and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Romeo and Juliet. I thought he did wonderful acting because he was so young then. Like they did some Shakespeare. What the hell?
Nobody knows about My Secret Identity. That's a hidden gem, yo.
What's that other movie? Did you tell them about that one? I think you did. The one that was in the top 10 on Netflix. I can't remember what it was called. With the old guy. You probably already told them about it though. The old guy that got stuck with the little girl. And everybody else went somewhere else.
What was the name of that shit, yo?
Can't remember.
It was a space movie.
The
Night Sky.
The Dark Sky. The Dark Moon?
The Dark... Midnight Sky.
Midnight Sky.
Midnight Sky is on Netflix. Good movie, yo. Good. It's damn, what's this motherfucking name? He played Batman one time, yo. He was the Doctor. He was on the Doctor show. Why the fuck can't I think of this motherfucking name? Anyway, good ass movie, yo. Once again, apocalyptic scenario, the end of the fucking world, yo. We can no longer live on Earth no more. Scientists are trying to find a different home world, while the last people take refuge underground because the surface is inhospitable to life right now. And it just works out this scenario, but they actually find like Earth 2, which you can just go there. You don't have it, like it didn't need to be terraformed or anything. Like humans can just go there, and the air is just like our air, and the water is just like our water. Yo, that shit crazy.
Sliders. 1995 through 2000.
Yo, Sliders was such a good show. I'm telling you, Quantum Leap and Sliders, them was my favorite two time travel shows back in the day. And it's both of them the same premise, yo. Except one was a group of people and one was an individual. With Sliders, it was 3 or 4 people, and they had a device, started traveling through time, and the device broke, and now they're stuck sliding through time. And then with Quantum Leap, the same thing. He started leaping through time, his device got broke or jammed, and now he's stuck doing this quantum leap from one time to another time. But Sliders, the characters remained themselves. And Quantum Leap, it was weird. Every time he took a leap through time, he became a different person. Oh. He leaped into someone else's body. Oh. And it was a weird show, yo. So each episode is just like you're trying to figure out who you are now and what fucking problems this dude has, or he's a girl sometimes too. It's like, it's weird, yo.
Yeah, that's weird. You want something from Masters? Not yet.
What are you getting?
Nothing. I'm just taking this stuff down. I might get a snack, but I'm not getting nothing heavy.
Yeah. I'm good, right? Is it? I can.
You still got Baby Newton's left?
Oh yeah, get those.
Okay.
And some juice.
You don't have any juice in
I think I drank it all.
I'm so glad I ordered more juice because
I drank a lot of juice.
Yes, you drank all the juice.
Hey, I drank a lot of water too.
I know you drink a lot of water. You're very healthy.
I drink a lot of water and juice. Juice and water. Water and
very
juice.
Healthy. You just the growing boy is all.
Hey man.
You done with this tea, man?
Yes, it got cold. It's not as good when it's cold.
I mean, you want me to make you another cup?
No, I'd rather have some juice. I'll finish. I can keep the tea down there though. I'll heat it up when I come down.
Alright, I'll be right back. Actually, I think I'm gonna video chat with the kids for like 5 minutes before they go to bed, but I'll be back in a second.
George Clooney, that's the boy. You know how I've been talking about. Goddamn Clooney. Yeah, he was in that movie, Midnight Sky. It was so good, man. And they had like, they showed 1 or 2 images of, this hypothetical Earth 2, and it looked so pretty how they made it look, man. Just imagine just being able to just live on another planet. That was another good show, as a matter of fact. There was a show on the Sci-Fi Channel called Earth 2, and it had, same premise. Humans trying to find a new homeworld, but they got to this planet, and there was these like this other group of intelligent beings, but they live underground, and they like travel through the dirt or some shit like that. That shit was crazy, yeah. Earth 2. I watched the whole Mandalorian so far, or all the episodes they got. That shit is a good show. And then the last episode, Luke Skywalker came back and took Baby Yoda. Spoiler! I ain't gonna say it no more. Travelers. I be scanning through Netflix. I be seeing that shit, but then I always think of like the TV shows that we had growing up, and it's like it's just gonna be like a fucking rip off of that shit anyway. Like, I don't know. That's why I don't like if just the title of a show and then like, like a little clip of it reminds me of an older show that I've already seen as a kid. It's like, I don't want to watch this. I've already seen something like that. And I don't know. I think I should give more shows a chance. I'm not a big TV guy anymore anyway, so it's like, do I want to watch something that's just like something I've already seen I do. I want to try to find some, like, more original content. But still, like, I'm pretty sure I miss out on a lot of good shit just because I have that mindset of, oh, this seems like something I'm already familiar with. So I'm not going to give it a shot. I say the last few TV shows I watched was The Mandalorian. I watched all of that, and then I think that was like the last series I finished, really. I ain't gonna lie, most of the time I'll just watch old shit that I've already enjoyed. I'll watch some old ass anime, or last night I was watching Repo, a genetic opera. If you guys have never seen that, that's like another sci-fi type thing, yo. It's so weird. Oh my god, bro, it's so weird. Repo, the genetic opera. It's a musical. The entire thing. You know how like some musicals that have like a little scene where they're talking and issues and stuff, and then they'll break out into a song, and then a song will die down, and they'll go back to talking and stuff. Like, no, this movie is an entire opera. There is no just like normal talking. Everything in this movie is, they sing everything, yo. So it's so weird and it's so oddly good, yo. In the weirdest type way, yo. And I've watched that shit like, I don't know, I've probably seen it like 7 or 8 times. And then last night I was like, didn't have anything to watch, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch Repo Man again. Oh shit.
I hope that will suffice.
Mm-hmm.
You ate all your Big Newtons?
I did.
Babe! Yeah, you ate all of them. I brought you these Nutri-Grain bars, though. Come on.
They're not in my drawer.
Really?
I ate all of them?
You ate all of them. And I just bought them.
She got 2 packs.
I thought about it, but I didn't know if you would want them. So I was like...
That's why I kept saying, let me get a Fig Newton. It's Nutri-Grain bars. Oh, my bad. Let me get a Fig Newton. It's Nutri-Grain bars.
You just said it about 3 times. Finally, I got the hint. Okay, I will get you a Fig Newton, baby. I got it.
And then she get Fig Newtons and get 1 pack.
I got you Fig Newtons and what else?
Some Nutter Butters.
Exactly. And what'd you tell me to get you?
Nutter Butters.
Exactly. I still got you something extra. And then as I'm walking out the store, get some gummies. Well, I got Mambos too, see?
Mm-hmm.
We had some okay snacks. I definitely could have got more though.
Movie
my
snacks.
Snack drawer is kind of dry too.
Yeah, my snack drawer is down low. I ate all my pistachios.
Yeah. But your pistachios and beef jerky did last you a good while.
That jerky lasted me for a minute.
Yeah.
That's because I didn't bring it down. I kept 1 bag by the TV for gaming, and I got 1 bag in the bedroom for movie snacks.
Yeah, I meant to order you a whole bunch of more freezy pops and stuff too, but I guess I didn't think about it because when I did this, I did order juice, but I only ordered 2 things of juice. I should have got like 6.
That's what I've been burning up lately. The fucking freezies.
The freezies. And
7 at a time.
I swear, I'm getting brain freeze.
7 at a time. I already know. Like, I grab a handful of freezies and put a hoodie on.
Every time, like clockwork.
About to eat these bitches till I get cold.
Like clockwork, I swear.
Fuck that.
Is there some more rollers downstairs?
Nope.
What about the backwards that was in the room this month?
That was up. Those are the ones right there, ain't it?
No, there was 5 in that pack.
Mm.
You only used 2.
Mm.
There's only 1 in there.
I don't know. What are you saying? You about to go to the store and get some gummies and backwoods and fig Newtons?
I'm not driving in this, babe.
Oh damn! I keep forgetting. It's nasty as shit outside.
Yes, you have to drive wherever we go.
It is so bad outside, guys.
I'll say this. I'll get out the car with you.
It's fucked up out there, yo. Like literally, our Family Dollar is literally like.
Yesterday when I went out.
Our Family Dollar is like 3 minutes away, but just to get that 3 minutes, bro, that shit's so dangerous right now.
It's gonna take us 10 minutes just to
I
get
swear,
there.
yo.
Yeah.
You try to bust a turn to go around the corner, shit, man, that shit starts sliding on your ass, but it's like shit.
Serious.
I can't halfway get down the goddamn street.
I thought about it, like, oh yeah, I'll go. Then I thought about how we were sliding earlier. It was like, nah.
That shit's straight ice out that
I'm
bitch
gonna
right
let
now.
you drive, babe. If they ask who's the better driver, I'll say it depends on the moment, but I'm definitely gonna point at you. Like, I got road rage.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, she had me nervous as shit earlier, yo. I'm trying to play my game on the phone and it's just like looking up every 5 seconds. But yo, she can drive her ass off, I ain't gonna lie, yo. She's one of the better female drivers I've ever ridden with.
Yeah, if I swerve in and out of the lane, I want to make it home tonight. I want to be alive, so I ain't just doing some shit that I know I can't pull off. But when it comes to driving in that ice and that snow,
That's the
not
only
trying
thing
to
that's
give gender roles, but my man, that's my man.
That shit different, yo. Like even heavy pouring down rain, that shit don't fucking bother me at all, yo. But
yeah, I was about to say I'm driving rain.
And even like some light snow, but like I say, this shit been different. Like when we left the house, and that shit, you can feel it hitting your skin. It wasn't snow. It was like sleet. It was little balls of ice. I already knew that. I was like, yo.
Just like I feel like on our way back, like I only drove. You drove a majority of the way. I only drove for an hour. And for the first like 45 minutes, I was doing 80, 85 the whole time it was raining. But as soon as we got to that snowy part, it was a wrap. I'm like, let me give this wheel back to you, man.
Yeah, it was all that sleet, yo. That shit was crazy, man. Like I say, tonight, if the temperature stay low like this, it's gonna be a sheet of the whole street will just be covered with a sheet of ice.
You know what? We ain't put no salt down.
Oh fuck.
I mean, it's only 6:45, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, if we run out, I'll dump some salt.
I can do the salt. That's not a hard job. I can do
Well, you gotta break it up some more too. I gotta get a different salt. The salt I got this bag of salt last winter, and it's like clumped all together. Now you gotta like, it's all chunks and shit. You gotta break that bitch apart just to get scoop some salt out the goddamn bag. I hate winter, man. These winter chores, these shits are not fun, yo. I don't like winter chores. Cause God said I gotta go shovel.
Babe, this is gonna work when I try to move it.
Oh, why are you telling me that?
Cause I'm about to go salt the front coat. Cause babe, you're the best at everything. Don't you know that?
Lord.
You're the best at everything. The best
See
driver,
how she play on my ego?
Painter. You roll the best blunts, baby. You the best looking man.
See, now she reaching.
I am reaching for the stars. That's it. Reaching for the stars.
Fucking reaching.
You like that? I'm just reaching for the star, man. You the best roller in the world. You tell me all the time.
Tell you, man, I moved to Cuba. Just roll cigars for a living.
That's what I'm saying. See? You know.
The finest Cubans.
Finest Cuban cigar.
Huh?
Hmm?
Oh.
I heard that. My ears work.
Damn, this shit look like a bird felt. What the hell?
Babe, I've rolled it. I tried to roll it this time. The end just has to be cut off, but it's gonna rip, so it's some water.
I ain't even gonna.
No, babe, don't waste that, brother.
I ain't gonna waste it. I actually kill the camera. I ain't gonna do that.
Cause look, we don't got nothing.
Yeah, you're about to run out in a few minutes and grab some shit for the night. What time it is? Closing early as fuck too.
6:50 something. Well, go ahead, do what you do. I'm gonna go salt real quick.
All right, give me another 30 minutes. I'll stream for 2 hours.
You good? Come on, so you can go outside with me.
That's right. Go with your mama.
Shit, she act like she wants to stay in here with you. She can. She's smart. I bet you today she won't run off that porch. That salt gonna start tearing her feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, baby.
Mm-hmm. Got that fake champagne. Mm-hmm. You don't know about that fake champagne? Welch's sparkling cider. Oh, that's sparkling grape juice. This nigga's getting real. I be trying to show my girl how to roll it down backward, right, bro? She'll get it one day. I gotta start doing some crunches. See, I can kind of see a little fat through my damn shirt. That shit look crazy. Step on the scale the other day, man. I'm gaining weight. Been sitting around the house all this time. Not doing no crunches. Doing no sit-ups, nothing. Alright. I guess that'll smoke, right? I had a water sitting right here the whole time. But I am about to drink this damn grape juice. Grapey.
Morality, that seems like a weird concept to me, that morality to me is how sentient beings want or should interact with each other in order to achieve certain goals. Generally, because of biology, our goals are survival, so pain, and maximizing pleasure and well-being. When you look at those three goals, which are very biologically driven, easy to explain why, hey, I don't like it when stuff is stolen from me, so maybe I can just imagine that you don't like it when stuff is stolen from you, and maybe we all do better when we don't steal stuff. Like, that doesn't really need anything ontologically bigger than those biological needs. Same with purpose. Someone would have to demonstrate to me that there was such a thing as a single purpose that somehow absent minds, exists. There's no evidence in the universe that says that the universe even starts to appear, let alone that there is some single idea. Do you think that there is such a thing as objective morality and objective purpose in those senses?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, that's really, having done what I've done, those are both very hard questions where I could come down on either side.
Right.
I think that if there is objective morality, it means nothing if there are no minds. So,
and also, doesn't that kind of terminate the Euthyphro dilemma too, if you're grounding it in God?
The way we're going to discover whatever the best goal that you do is to treat it like we're having this discussion over subjective goals.
Right.
Like, and so the objective question is kind of superfluous to me on that. So I'm stuck in a kind of weird spot when I look at these questions, because I'm looking at these questions, I'm trying to come up with these things, and I'm like, there's something in the back of my head about the questions, and then there's still my personal religious experience.
Uh-huh.
Those are the big things. It's like, okay, those are the unanswered questions that I haven't fully sorted yet, and my personal experience are the two things that convince me God exists. And I kind of just want to suspend for a moment. My reaction to this kind of confluence of circumstances is I kind of want to stop questioning each other's motives and each other's approaches and each other's affiliation of the world. I just want to dig down on what we agree on and try to start making the world a better place. And,
Yeah. I agree with that. Sorry, I keep almost interrupting you, A, because of the lag, and B, because I'm excited. So I apologize, Tim. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. But I was like, maybe if you're looking to have the perspective of somebody like me, I could give you my reasons, maybe why I don't see it having a theistic grounding as a good idea. So first off, I feel like it all terminates at the Euthyphro dilemma, right? Like, is something moral because is it moral because God says it's moral, or is I'm gonna get it wrong because I'm not very good at philosophy, but is something moral because God says it, or does God say it because it's moral? That's where it terminates to me, is at the Euthyphro dilemma. And when we're having practical discussions about how we should engage with each other in the world, I don't feel as though what we should be measuring, or what is the best way to measure what is moral in any practical standpoint, and I don't even believe morality as an objective standard is a thing. I think it's just a system of behavioral standards that we strive to feel as though are the best fit for us to flourish within society. And when we're having these discussions and you're referencing God, you're instantly in the realm of them being prescriptive. And once they're prescriptive, we can no longer deviate from them if that is in fact the case. We can't even debate them. We just have to follow them. The very fact that they are up for debate and we can measure them against standards that we choose, knowing what's best for us by analyzing them, knowing what's best for how we interact with one another, by seeing how societies have existed over time and seeing what did or didn't take, those are the really important ways to have these discussions, not whether or not it's grounded in God, but what it should look like. And if you're having a conversation about what it should look like and you're holding it up against these types of historical standards and behavioral standards and psychological standards and sociological standards, you're already out of the realm of this prescriptivist view that says it's moral because God says it is. Because we don't have access to that, right? We don't, if God says it's moral and it's not in the Bible, because I don't think you could really reference the Bible and be like, that's where morality comes from, because then you're going to have to start cherry picking and we're right back to it being subjective choices that we're making about what is or isn't best. So you're already existing outside of that by operating day to day. So the next step is just an acknowledgement that he's not necessary for morals. I don't even think you have to disbelieve in him for that, but you have to admit when you look at it from that perspective, he doesn't factor in as necessary.
And like, this is why I subscribe to your channel and Paul's, those the places on the other side, they're more aligned with mine or more conservative in their theology than mine. It's like, I'm looking at this entire debate and I'm saying, okay, and, you know, my perspective has very much become, I can't escape the kind of existential, the kind of flat reality that I'm convinced that God exists based on personal experience, based upon, and I might keep on digging on these questions because that's who I am and that's what I've always done. I'm almost convinced that I'm going to end up, you know, leaving this earth whenever I do, still believing there's a God. How does this? But I don't want to then make that with either other believers of other faiths or with non-believers a big freaking deal. It's like I'm going to come at this religious text of mine as a gay evangelical Christian. And I'm going to say, okay, well, I know the God I've experienced. I know what's going on, but I can't impose this on other people because look at all these discussions we've had, and we come out at a point where we're down to personal experience and unanswered questions, and unanswered questions eventually become answered somehow.
Right, and Tim, I would also encourage you
just we may never get to them ourselves.
A lot of these things about like purpose and morality, all these things. Essentially, when I've had these conversations in the past, they come down to, when you have them for an hour and you continue it comes down to, well, how do you explain this intuition that I have, or intuition that I know that a bunch of us have? And intuition, I think you would agree, a way of knowing things, right? And so if you have an intuition...
It's not a way of knowing things we can use to make claims on.
Right, exactly.
I think it's something that we sometimes can't escape internally, but we can't use it as part of a logical proof.
So if we all intuit that there's maybe some moral oughts, and intuit that there's a moral ought is not the same as demonstrating there's a moral ought, or an intuit that there's a purpose for me that is outside of myself is not the same as demonstrating there's a purpose for me outside of myself, right? So, you know, for someone like me, someone says to us, how do you explain my intuition? Then I listen to someone like Shannon, who explains the neuroscience and the psychology behind, you know, because we've evolved this way, because the chemicals work this way, and she can explain it way far better than I.
I think that's exactly what I would have said, because the chemicals work this way.
Exactly.
Verbatim.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, does that help at all, Tim?
I think it does. I think I wanted to bounce on top of a couple I knew were intelligent, who sit on the other side, but I thought would have this kind of destructive
conversation. I'm sorry you're out here today.
My response
sorry it's us today.
now is, okay, let's stop talking about these types of, you know, at least from my perspective. I'll continue in the conversation broadly, but I think my rejoinder now, at least internally, okay, I'm going to believe what and I'm going to keep on digging, but let's stop this tolerance of broadside from either side, or anger or disbelief about people believing what they believe. And I'm just going to say, okay, let's get to the actual question at hand about how we make the world a better place and how we move forward things. It almost feels some way like, okay, I'm not going to escape some of these core questions until I dig more, and maybe at some point, third conversation for a few years from now, and we'll dig further. But I'm where I'm at now, and I think you guys have been very, very helpful in kind of digging into, from your perspective, we need to refine and hone where my next set of questions are as far as this conversation goes. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Tim.
I appreciate you calling. We are going to let you go because we have a lot of people have called in. So thank you, Tim. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you later. Thanks for calling. Bye.
You too.
I remember him. He was nice before. I'm glad he called back. It's always nice to talk to people who are like respectful in engagement and are actually interested in like having a back and forth and not just saying, just yelling slavery stuff at them. I just jinxed us.
And it keeps up over time. It's nice. I think all of us are already
we don't have to go
time, and we're getting better.
Yeah, exactly. All right, are you ready for another one?
I'm ready.
All right, we're gonna talk to Brian. Let's see if I can answer Brian. I don't know who let me run the controls. It's probably a mistake. Hi, Brian. Welcome to the Atheist Experience. What would you like to talk about today?
Just stretch out and lay back and
hey guys,
watch that movie.
Are you talking to the Brian from Maryland?
I'm talking to you. If you are in fact the Brian from Maryland, I didn't really look at the call screen. Yes.
So yeah, guys, this is my first time calling. I'm a little nervous. I have anxiety, but I'm gonna try to get through it as best I can. I kind of wrote some stuff down here. But just a little background. I am I guess I could label myself as an agnostic theist, but I've heard people say that, I don't know,
Dan and I aren't big on labels, so we care more about what you believe, and labels aren't that important.
Yeah, we're not going to berate you because you didn't use what we perceive as the right label for yourself. Just describe what your beliefs are, and we'll go from there. That's a more productive way for us to chat.
Cool.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I was raised in Christianity, more so non-denominational Christianity. I wasn't raised Baptist or Episcopal or anything like that. And there was the main thing that was talked about every Sunday was God's grace, His salvation, and stuff like that. Not really, the Old Testament wasn't really brought up much. It was here and there, but basically, I just wanted to call you guys. I've been wanting to call you guys for a fairly long time, and I've done research about secular morality, and I called Recovering from Religion, and I had a good talk with the gentleman there. I'm just questioning my beliefs, and I'm 23 years old. I've been a Christian for a while. I won't say that I'm completely an atheist just yet. I'm still an agnostic theist. But
what happened?
Go ahead.
Oh, I just said that happens. So is there something specific? Because we don't have a great deal of time, and I want to make sure that I'm focused enough on what's important to you. So is there something specific that you'd like to address with us or go over with us? Regard to your deconversion and something you're struggling with?
So my first question is, how can any human prove that science is viable? I mean, I know that Matt has said that science is proved through its demonstration through reality and stuff like that, which I can understand. But there's some things that I just don't know. I just don't understand how some scientific claims and theories and consensuses can be reliable.
Okay, well, did you want to go first?
Sure. So first of all, of course, science is grounded on a few things that we are having to assume. For example, we assume that the natural world exists.
Pumpkin spice.
We assume that we can learn things about the universe, that it operates in such a way. But those are the very few assumptions that we have to make. And so if you want to talk to someone who wants to insist that the universe doesn't exist and that we can't learn things about it, well, then you're kind of done. But what science really does well, so truth is the extent to which a proposition conforms to reality. that's a thing people rattle off. But I always add on the end, as adjudicated by predictive power, because of course, how well does one conform to reality? Maybe my eyes are failing me and I don't understand that the wall behind me is blue instead of, pink or whatever. So what we use is predictive power, and predictive power is the sole scorecard. So if in order in science for something to be considered reliable, and we don't use the word proof in science, we use the other words like we're confident. It's by making a prediction.
Right.
So if I see a door in front of me, don't just say, oh, there's obviously a door. If I see a door in front of me, I predict, oh, I should be able to open it. I should be able to walk through it. If I use other mechanisms, and if any of those fail, my proposition that there's a door in front of me, even if I'm seeing it, becomes less reliable, right? So really, and we covered this a little bit with the previous caller, it's all about predictive power, making unique predictions of future data. And this can even be done with history. It can be done with forensic science, for example. Like you might say, okay, we have suspect X, and if it is suspect X, we expect to find these other bits of evidence. And for example, you might be able to find evidence of where they were, or you might be able to find evidence that they had a certain sized shoe. Like even when we're looking backwards, we make predictions. So that is largely how science is. That's the scorecard for science. How well does it predict future data? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I saw that.
Then because I have this.
I'm telling you, babe, this shit is coming fast.
Distinguishing whether science is the confirmation of absolute certainty, or whether it's just the best assumption or the best how can I say this, the best I don't know, kind of like
science doesn't, as I mentioned, science doesn't deal in certainties at all. Because
that's the thing. Most people don't know how close we are to this shit. People like, oh, robots. All right, y'all let's see. Get this shit another 20 years, 25 years.
And so proof is limited to mathematics. Really, outside of mathematics, we really should almost use the word in a philosophical sense. So if you're looking for absolute certainty, no scientist would claim that, even for what we call the laws of science, right? The laws of physics of the universe. We just label those as things for which we've never observed anything different yet. That open, right? So if I've dropped my pen 10,000 times, we assume the 10,000 at first will work, but we don't say that we've proven that in advance.
Right, it's essentially the most robust philosophical model that we currently have for testing predictions about reality. I mean, maybe one day somebody will have a better one, but nobody's come up with a better one yet. But I'm not sure where that factors into your theism, which is interesting to me.
Why?
Or the complex relationship that you have with a potential deconversion from theism. So may I ask why you had the question about science?
Gonna say it's been marinating under the
stomach.
Damn.
I don't know.
That's why it's so
I know
good.
Matt Dillahunty, he's hung up on, well, it was years ago, but he hung up on a guy who claimed to be a solipsist. But I don't know what solipsism means. I don't want to think that I'm a solipsist, but the thing is, like, I don't think that I'm going crazy or insane, but I'm literally doubting every single thing, not just my beliefs and faith, but I'm doubting the reliability of science, astronomical physics, stuff like that.
Do you think that one of the reasons that you might be doing something like that, Brian, is because you've realized that you held a belief structure over time that you held without necessarily seeking hard proof, and now you realize that belief structure itself had a falsification criteria that it didn't meet for you, and because it didn't meet that falsification criteria for you, you have concerns now that wherever you land is going to create the same problem for you. Now you're seeking certainty as a solution to that problem.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, yeah.
Brian, so many of us go through that.
I was there.
So many of us go through that. Like when you realize that, first off, I just want to acknowledge to you that you are not alone in this. You are not going crazy. This is a normal thing that happens when people go through the deconversion process or even go out of one religion into another sometimes. You realize that you had believed something maybe for not the best of ideas, and you don't ever want that to happen to you again. So you become laser focused on making sure that the next thing that you believe or whatever you reconstruct is absolutely correct. But then you can go down, especially if you're smart, and especially if you're somebody who is focused on finding the truth, you go right down to the philosophical baseline, and then you get to go, oh, never be certain about anything, and that can cause you to have angst, because, well, then what can I be certain about? But you're focusing down so far right now that you're getting to the core philosophy of how we even adjudicate what we find to be true. So a better question to maybe ask yourself instead of, can I be certain about
Alright guys, we're about to get up out of here. We almost did 2 hours. Like I say, just wanted to get a little bit of painting in. I painted a little while this morning. And got about a good 35-40 minutes in just now, so about to go chill, watch this movie again before they take it back from us, and eat some junk food for dinner. Ain't that right, boo? Junk food for dinner.
I don't know. I don't know if you deserve any junk food, but you did have a long day.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Go. Alright, I'll catch y'all next time, yo. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.